See? Mind fucked. Catch an orgasmic refraction from your words. Give my mind that stimulation and penetration it deserves. Flabbergast me. As I gasp for air for being sunk dry of thoughts that I never reciprocated. In search of syntax. Deep thought through deep throat, fuck me. Give me fellatio. That brain that will have my legs trembling, see? I'm kinda into that food for thought and I'm tired of doing it myself. I already masturbated. Fuck me raw. Make it bleed through the scalp. It's time for it to come. Come into existence with abstraction. And while you're at it, make it numb. Hit every nerve possible. Hit the core. Now spread my mind like you spread my legs. That's my main attraction. All I want you to do is penetrate me.
Okay, love.
Knots lock and untie, release and unravel into a bitter liquid that bloats my tummy when I see you. Future mummy, see, you walk around with this bouldering belly while in the club shaking all of your jelly, trying to get peanuts to spread this bread and butter all over you. Do you have no shame? To him you remain unnamed and many semen sprays your pain, but this time the egg sticks. And only at nighttime does your baby kick to remind your hot ass to stop sucking ill-famed dicks and to slide off that stick. You make me sick and deserve the name Queen Bitch, ironic enough. So, flaunt your thong, legs flown, belly blown, money growing. Gave birth to the world's boys and girls, but diminished the worth of your unborn boy or girl for the likes of cash, attention, or whatever your mom couldn't give to you. Perhaps too much of. So instead of breaking off them and holding on to him, you pow. And pow into your heap of regrets, into our heap of misleds, into the heap of Brendas with trash-bound bread Queen B. Diminishing your worth in the one within thee, defining your life by words on MTV, I pray my vomit transforms into a vaccine that sees yourself and your seed without the bitch and only a queen. Wow.
In every decision, there's a life lesson. And though your decisions have not lessened your life sentence, there's no time for aggression. Listen. Let this remind you that for every action, a reaction, every second lost a fraction of life you can't take back and no need to wake up wondering where life been. So make peace with your past so it doesn't screw up your present. Spreading your legs for every flashing smile that tells you you're beautiful, says you shine like the stars, baby you can go far but only as far as they let you. 9 months haven't had these thoughts consume you, haven't thought you learned your value, but still you continue to live life through the rear view. It's time to make peace with your past so it doesn't screw up your present. Doesn't shake you to wake you and squeeze out your essence. An empty vessel living but lacking any presence. And yes, my dear, she can sense it. So use what you were to see how you could be. Unknowingly changing the life of your good seed. Making her a woman who doesn't need a man's validation of what she brings. They'll tell her she's beautiful and shines like the stars. But she'll say she doesn't need them for her to go far. For she's already been further than they can ever take her. No need for approval. All she has is her honor. This may be the future, but it starts with your presence. No empty shell, just a vessel for repentance, and to know that you control what you're destined. So make peace with your past so it doesn't screw up her present.
Shame on me for letting you. Shame on me for playing fool. I pledged allegiance to celibacy for all the bad relationships that had been spoon-fed to me. But apparently, loneliness sneaks up more often than I'd like it to, and it cannot carry me. Shame on me
eyes and my insides cried. He wasn't making this easy. His words immediately married me, and my legs said I do. Shame on me for letting you. Shame on me for playing fool. How did I let this conversation carry me? Met him at breakfast, had me divorcing solid life decisions by dinner. Didn't know his last name, didn't care if he was playing games. And it's a shame on me for letting you. Shame on me for playing fool. Ain't no parts of me lonely tonight. Shame on me for letting you. Shame on me for playing fool. Slipped on in the middle of the night. Shame on me for letting you. Shame on me for playing fool. Showered, woke up the next morning, and I still smelled him on my fingertips. And it's a shame on me for letting you.
I love like a newly adopted puppy witnessing love for the first time. Everything he sees and touches is good. I love like I've never been hurt until I found myself too hurt to keep pretending. I love like the frightened leaves in autumn that are afraid to let go of the dead branches and make a new life on the ground below. I love like I've been picked up for the first time and I didn't realize I was hurting until the tingling sensation of being loved wore off.
I remember those words our hearts spoke to each other, long before our tongues could catch up. I remember you asking me, "How do you know?" I just do. I remember vividly how you pushed past metaphors and said it plainly. I remember that moment knowing we will grow old together, knowing we made sense of all of the chaos around us, poet and time, knowing we will grow old together.
I have a secret, and the secret is yours. If only you think I could unlock the door and open your eyes to what my love could bring. You'll be my light and not your endless dream.
Dream. Dream lover is all that you are, for I could never muster the courage to make this dream come true. So instead, in my reality, I go through the days with my eyes wide shut, hoping to catch a glimpse of you, whiff of your aroma just to get me through. Because once night comes, nothing can keep me from sleeping. I drift off to the melody of your voice, serenading, calling, pulling me in deeper, as I clutch my pillow for dear life to keep me from falling. wishing it was you holding me instead. But if I wish long enough, no. If I wish hard enough, I wake up in your arms where I stay till day breaks. I have a secret and the secret is yours. If only you see, I could unlock the door and open your eyes to what my love could bring. You'll be my light in iron endless dream. What if I could unlock the key to your heart to see how maybe I could steal it away? Or what if I crack mine open instead so you could peer inside and see how it beats for you? But only if you promise your love could repair it. Otherwise, I end up pouring cement over my heart, and I don't want it to harden. It was so much easier in my dreams. Everything I touched, bent, moved, and turned just to please me. But in this reality, I couldn't even touch you to see if that were true. Or hold you till the sun came peering through my window. So dream lover, back to you I go, where at least I know you'll be waiting for me. I have a secret and the secret is yours. If only you see, I could unlock the door and open your eyes to what my love could bring. You'll be my light and now you're endless dream.
I remember your eyes, deeper than Jupiter. I remember your smile. I remember that mole on the left side of your face, perfectly misplaced. I remember your walk, slow, dainty, with your head down, but never lacking confidence. I remember your hugs. They made me feel special. I remember my fingers interlocked with yours. I remember your kiss, you teasing me and me always wanting more. And I remember your warmth. I remember your wrath. If I was a volcano, you were smoldering coals. My soft soul can take the heat. I remember being immature. I remember saying I love you and you just staring back with no response. I remember losing faith. Now I'm cynical. It's damn right criminal, but still I choose to love. Even if the world doesn't love me back, if you don't love me back, I choose to love.
If this is how life is, I don't want it. If this is how love is, you can take it back. If when I fall in love, somehow I lose him, I'd rather not love at all. If this is how love feels, then I need it. If this is how a kiss feels, then I want it. But when I fall in love, somehow I lose him, I'd rather not love at all. That's what I always say, but ends up what I always ignore when I get attention and affection coming from that direction. I suppose I'm a fool for breaking all my rules and falling for his grooves. I am the other woman. The other woman he sees, the other woman he feeds, the other woman he pleads with when he's mistaken, and I take him, yes. It is sad to want love so bad, I am weak. But all the good guys are taken, so I decided to take one and make him mine. Too deeply discouraged to search for something better, I am now, and will always be his little secret. If this is how life is, I don't want it. If this is how love is, you can take it back. If when I fall in love, somehow I lose him, I'd rather not love at all. If this is how loving feels, then I need it. If this is how a kiss feels, then I want it. But when I fall in love, somehow I lose him, I'd rather not love at all. 15 years, I gave him everything. Loved him every way that I could, just the way a wife should. And still he creeps and cheats around with these hoes and these skeets. My husband is the freak of all freaks. His track record got Kobe beat. I never thought my husband could defeat me. I've fallen too hard for the good guy to learn he is only a producer of good lies, secrets buried deep in his chest of how he's enjoying another woman's caress. Again, another man has done this to me, but this time my husband was stolen. You see, I had 15 years cried no tears. We were happily ever after, until after 15 years. If this is how life is, I don't want it. If this is how love is, you can take it back. If when I fall in love, somehow I lose him, I'd rather not love at all. If this is how love feels, then I need it. This is how your kiss feels, then I want it. But when I fall in love, somehow I lose him, I'd rather not love at all.
Hello? Who's this? Who? Wait, who would you like to speak to? No, I'm sorry, my mother isn't home. Yes, this is Tasia. I'm a what? A bastard child? Who is this? You don't even know me. How do you know my father's name? Oh, it's you. The bitch that has my mother crying in the middle of the morning. Yes, I'm 12, and yes, I know the word bitch and bastard and child. How dare you call my mother's house and call me out of my name? Yes, I know he's not my father. He walks like he's not my father. Talk, stares, greets, I know. But he knew me once. Before he saw me in the hospital, he kissed her stomach, put his ear to my heartbeat like he knew he was my father. And even after skin color broke our bond into truth, he cared for me, bathed me, rinsed everything off like a father should. I wanted to belong to him like a newborn should, but I was just a product of something that was too old to secure a big mistake. And that night, they didn't care about protecting her. Just other things. They were too caught up in heat and moment to care about friction, but I was his and he was mine once. Designed himself to be colorblind. Spoke to strangers in stern assurance. Yes, she is my daughter. For temptation unlocked love, and until he met you, Miss, he was my father.
Yes.
It was not okay to give traits of my dead love to my live life. It was not okay to put a crown on the head of someone else's king. And I know it was not okay to misinterpret loneliness for love. But it is okay now, because I forgive you. You again. So we meet again for the third time with the objective of unfolding my cloth. That cloth that needs some stitching because of the rips and tears and runs that keep running. Sprinting away from yourself, but there's but so far you can run, yes, you again. Preaching all the dislikes and discordations, but what about everything else that mirror image displays? The dynamics of an intellect and the smile of the ebony. The funkiness of the 70s and the happiness of a child, geez, you again. Never was a fan of the mirror, but after our many encounters, you can be my comrade, my BFF, that thing I turn to when my world is most empty. When I take a good look at you again, I smile, as I overlook what I fear others to see.